I was really trying to throw you up under the rug right quick for some blooper reels. I, I see your season. Well,
Lowry's, don't ever play with me. Don't ever do that.
wow. I tried it. I really did. I
You
really did.
did.
And it's been a whole lot of shit going on, whether it's the NBA or WrestleMania out there in the desert last weekend. The first time in 2 years, Baseline is back to get to work.
Wherever my little hat lay, I keep a couple doobies in the ashtray. I'm a rolling stone, open up the closet door. You see a couple pieces in the bottom drawer. I'm a rolling
Hey,
stone.
what's going on, everybody? I am Marcus Thomas. Marcus Thomas is me. I want to welcome everybody to Baseline. All glory to God. I'm finally back to doing what it is I genuinely love to do. And as you can see, I have something very beautiful in the studio with us this evening. You know what I'm talking about? This woman needs no introduction anywhere in the content creative space, but I'm gonna give it to her anyway. Woman is considered to be the hostess with the mostest, representing the beautiful state of Georgia by way of Ohio. It's that girl Cee El. What's going on, mama?
Hi, how are you doing tonight? I
All
gotta
right.
reintroduce myself because I don't like when people introduce me like that. But I think you did a good job. Is it okay if I reintroduce myself?
Get your shit off. Get your shit off. Hey, rock out.
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you so much for having me, Marcus Thomas. Marcus Thomas is you. So now I feel like your introduction was just like so dope. So now I want to say my name is Cee El. L is me. I don't know how that works. But thank you so
Wow.
much for having me. I don't know. I just thought it was dope. I was like, that is so nice. I got to work on my introduction. I got to stop telling people just, hey. So definitely happy to be here and to talk shit with you tonight. I am your hostess with the most, is Cee El, and I'm here to have a good time with you, Marcus Thomas. So thank you.
Absolutely, 100%. Very welcome. I want to welcome you to Prop 84. Today is the opening day for my media company, Prop 84. Push a real organic product, I should say. PROP. It's an acronym. If you don't know what an acronym is, it's not my fault that your educational system failed you. But I digress.
Damn.
What you damning for?
How you gonna disrespect the public school system? All you had to do was just say, it's just like Tupac and Thug Life. That I didn't know until well after he died that shit was an acronym, but
Personal problem. I don't know
your mama should have raised you better. What
for
in the
real. It's not the wonderful people at Baseline's fault that didn't nobody love you enough to tell you what an acronym is. That's your personal problem because
I
you're
just want to
failing.
publicly say his opinions are not a reflection of mine. It's
Yes, they
okay.
are. Yes, they
No,
are.
they are
You're
not.
tapped in. You're
No,
tapped in.
absolutely not. I
You're definitely tapped in.
I'm an educator, so I would never say nothing like that to someone. Personally, I would never say if you don't know what an acronym is, fuck your mama couch. That was kind of crazy, but back to you, sir. Back to you. Just you said your mama didn't love you enough to let you know what an acronym was. That was so disrespectful.
I didn't. I didn't say that their mama didn't love them enough.
You
I
know, say
said
these
that
niggas is
somebody didn't
ugly.
love them enough.
I heard you say your ass is ugly, your ass can't read good. I said, what kind of show is this? I
Hey,
don't know.
yo.
That's what I heard. But we're not here to talk about what I heard. But go ahead and talk. I'm listening to you because
That's
I got nothing. They say your
uh,
perception is your reality. So if that's what I heard, then that's what it is.
I don't think there's any truth to that statement. I truly think that the person that made that statement up did drugs. But, you know what I'm saying? As far as baseline goes, on the 17th of this blessed month, the Golden State Warriors were eradicated and erased vehemently by the Phoenix Suns. Golden State was not Golden State this year. It's a whole lot of question marks up in the air for that franchise right now. If you were the GM of Golden State, would you want to retain Steve Kerr's services?
First of all, I just want to say, although they did get put out, You said it like it was like a blowout. The score was actually pretty close. So I still feel like they got a solid team. And if they wanted to renew the contract, it wouldn't be a bad idea because the final score was 111-96. So it wasn't a blowout. It was actually a pretty close game. And their last few games, when I look at it, it was actually within 5 to 6 points. So I think they still have a promising future coming up if you want to highlight the positive. But that's just my opinion.
I can't even argue a lot of that. The only thing that I would argue is the fact that Golden State did receive a country ass whooping by the Phoenix Suns. However,
It was not an ass whooping. How do you define an ass whooping? It was still within the nice range. It wasn't like they beat them by 20. And in the last game, they only lost by 5.
You said the score was what now?
It was, I'm not going to repeat it now.
No, you know what? You ain't got to repeat it. Let me refer to my notes. I don't even trust that because you be bullshit. Let me go on.
I'm not, okay. But I'm like, y'all making it's like I hate like people that do media and stuff because y'all make it seem like y'all don't have bad days. If a person's a professional and they don't lose by like a half a point, it's a big deal. But you know, everybody can have a bad day. It's always easy to show up every day if you're having a good day, but it's not hard. It's kind of hard to perform when you're having a little bit of a rough day. I'm like, give it a break.
And you know what? As a matter of fact,
are you doing the math? Because I'm
as a matter of fact, the Warriors actually did have a rough day. Let's go on and take a look at the Warriors' contributions. Draymond Green, 5 points, shot 50% from the field. Kristaps Porzingis, 11 points. Steph Curry, 17. Al Horford, 9 points. And there were 4 other players with 0, 0, 0, and somebody scored 2. So
the point was they had a bad day. So we judge your bad.
Yes, we're judging right now, 100%. We're judging. But
this man Kearns has been the coach for 12 seasons. I don't feel like he should lose his job because of this, because they've been having pretty good, consistent winnings over the last few years. I feel like they need to give him a chance to renew him. I don't know how they're going to do it without Draymond or the other, what is his name, Chef Curry, how they're going to proceed with that. But I still feel like he could still be solid. He don't deserve to lose his job. Now, when you read the stats back, it is a little rough, but I don't feel like they should be judged on the whole season based on one bad game. That's not fair.
As far as Dub Nation is concerned, they don't see it that way. They view it fucked up because they're paying astronomical amounts of money for tickets, concessions, merchandise, memorabilia. And not only was the return on their investment a play-in tournament game, which they got a country ass whooping in.
Hold on, just stop for a second. You about to piss me off. How do we define? Because I hate when people just use miscellaneous words and statements. How do you define what is the point stretch of a country ass whooping? We're gonna stop for definition time.
A country ass whooping is an example of what took place between Golden State and Phoenix, where if the point differential means that you would have had to score on at least 7 different possessions to win the game, that's a country ass whooping. And when you break it down like that, we could just take a look at the turnovers that took place in that game. Holy shit. When you look at this, Golden State, 20 turnovers. Phoenix, 12. So the recipe is there. It was a country ass whooping.
You can't give a definition with the word inside of the definition.
Mm-hmm.
No, you can't do that.
Yeah, you can.
You can still dispute it, but I think you're full of shit with that definition. And you are a Warriors hater at this point because you haven't said not one positive thing about them. Then you went through the stats to further be negative about it. I don't like it. I feel like no, I thought this was a safe place.
I did review stats. When you're on the losing end of a game, I don't review your stats. I review your contribution. It's a difference.
And the way you gonna say this nigga had 4 points, this nigga had 3 points, it was real condescending. We get
How
that
was
they
it?
lost, but you don't have
How
to
was
be a
it?
dick about them losing.
How was it
Then you come back and
condescending?
say they had a country ass whooping, which is even crazier. But continue.
Because it was a country ass whooping. I mean, the fuck? No one said
What's the definition of a country ass whooping? A country ass whooping. Shut the fuck up. I'm done. I don't even know what else.
a country ass whooping is when you have been beat by more than 10 points.
Okay.
If you got beat by between 10 and 15, that's a country ass whooping. But if the point differential at the end of the game is beyond 15, that is a good old fashioned country ass whooping. Both are bad.
What was that last word you said? You said an old fashioned ass whooping?
A good old fashioned country ass whooping. That's when you get beat by more than 15.
So a country ass whooping is anything more than 10 points. And then a good old fashioned ass whooping is anything over 15 points.
You should definitely walk off the court feeling like you ain't worth shit after losing by 10, 15 points. But if you get drugged by 15 plus, Big Mama took your ass outside. That's pretty much what happened. You got a good old fashioned country ass whooping at that point.
And she made you pick your own switch. That's just
At
fucked up. You had a bad day.
And caught you when you got out the shower at the same damn time.
That's child abuse, friend.
So, do you feel that they should blow up the Golden State Warriors and start from scratch? Or do you think that Golden State should do what they need to do to retain the greatest shooter God ever created, is Steph Curry, and retain the services of Draymond Green? Hit us in the comment section and let us know what's happening.
Okay. Well, they both getting a little older, but I feel like they're oldie but goodies. So my vote is to retain, and I'm interested to see what everybody else has to say because I'm not just gonna give up because one check engine light came on. So that's just how I feel. How do you feel?
Steph Curry, even at his advanced age, is one of the most dangerous shooters God ever created. And to have that ability when you're on the upside towards 40, that's amazing. They can play their games in San Francisco. This motherfucker is pulling up from Aspen, shooting threes. It don't make no sense. Draymond Green, now he averages 7.6 points a game. Of course, yeah, not amazing. But on the defensive side of things, if I'm in the foxhole, I would love to have Draymond Green with me.
So my question to you is, let's just say they do get rid of him. Who do they have enough time to actually rebuild, start a new foundation to still come back the next season with a winning team would be the next question. And if so, is it possible for them to go to a championship with rebuilding from scratch if they got rid of both of those people? So it's kind of like a double-edged sword.
Yeah. I personally think if the Warriors rebuild, they're fucked. That's exactly what I think. I think if they go in the rebuild direction, they can go ahead on and cancel 2026. Ain't shit happening. Let's take a look at what draft capital they do have if they want to go in the rebuilding direction. I think they could get at least one or two more seasons out of Steph. But Draymond, once again, his age is advanced. And I'm not sure what type of trade capital you can get for Draymond Green right now.
How old is he? 36. Oh, he just look old like that.
Damn.
I thought he was a lot younger. Well, I don't know, a lot older. There's a lot going on. I don't know what's going on. You have not said that positive about this team at all. I feel like your opinion is skewed, and you had it before you got in here.
I have made stellar statements towards the Golden State Warriors.
Not today.
I said they need to keep that nucleus together if at all possible. But there's rumblings that Steve Kerr is ready to check out. And he feels that the team may need to go in a new direction as head coach.
I feel like because he publicly said that, they are going to let him go. But I really don't feel like it's fair. I just feel like it was just the luck of the draw. And I still feel, although they are out, they still got really far in this part of the year. And absolutely. I feel like we're not highlighting that enough. But again, you want to give a negative opinion on them, so I'm gonna let you have it. But I still got faith in them having a great next season, and I think that for season 13 he'll be successful. That's just how I feel. But
I
I
think.
do feel they should add
Mhm.
some youngness to the team. They should add that. They can't fully rebuild, but they do need to bring some new players in to kind of strengthen that foundation just in case the following year Curry no longer wants to be with them. At least we have a plan and something in motion. So I think we need to start looking at the writing on the walls. Like, yeah, these guys are older. We need to replace them, but replacing them both at the same time would be insane.
They could look into seeing what it'll take to get Giannis. Because right now, as far as anything to help them deal with Victor Wembanyama out of the San Antonio Spurs, who's 7'5".
He a tall glass of water. What's his name? I'm gonna look him up.
WrestleMania hit Vegas for the second year in a row. Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar walked into Vegas a bad motherfucker at WrestleMania. And after 4 minutes and 46 seconds, he was no longer the baddest motherfucker in WWE. Obafemi, the 6'6", 310 monster from Nigeria. And in 5 minutes, Brock Lesnar fell from grace. For the first time ever, at the end of the match, Brock Lesnar took off his boots and his gloves, signaling the end of a 25-year career with World Wrestling Entertainment. Y'all need to go back and watch that Open Fifty Brock Lesnar match if you ain't got nothing to do. Now, it ain't gonna take you long to watch the motherfucker.
Just 4 minutes and 44 seconds.
4 minutes and 46 seconds. I'm talking about the entrances for both men as a total was longer than the match itself. Like, there was a moment in the match where Brock Lesnar hit an F5 on Obafemi. Obafemi got right the fuck back up. 10-time WWE champion, UFC champion, as well as a national champion from his wrestling days at the University of Minnesota in 2000. When it's your time, it's your time.
Obviously, his time was 4 minutes and 26 seconds. Obviously. So how did you feel about old dude jumping on Cameron during the live show? How did you feel about that?
I'm still trying to figure out.
And do you believe it was staged too? Because I'm kind of two ways on that.
I've been having mixed emotions about that for days. I wasn't sure if it was staged because of the energy. It was like bro felt disrespected. Cam didn't give a fuck.
It kept proceeding to be disrespectful.
It kept mashing on the disrespect, which I really fucked with. And then out of
that's
nowhere,
why his ass got jumped on. You keep on fucking with negativity, your ass gonna get jumped on at work. But I'm still kind of, I don't know, because the way he jumped on him, I feel like when you feel disrespected, it's more immediate. And so since there were so many pauses, I felt like they were giving security time to get in place. But then on the other hand, I think it might be real because when Cameron's kind of like sometimes an ass, but like a bitch in the same sense, because once he got you, he want to take the knife and twist it. And that's where he fucked up, because he could have backed down, but he feels like once he get a thrill out of you, or what do they call it?
Once he gets a rise out of you?
Yeah, a rise out of you. He tends to continue to poke. And I feel like that's what it was. Because at first he was like, hey, I thought that was kind of disrespectful. It was kind of calm, and then he kept turning it up like he wanted more attention for the negativity. And that's what I didn't like about Cameron that day. And I'm normally a fan of Cameron, but I thought that was some bitch assness. I really did. So y'all leave it in the comments. Do you think that shit was staged, and do you think it was real? And do you honestly feel like wrestling is losing its steam? Do you think people are still interested in wrestling? I used to not miss any Thursday nights when I was younger. I don't watch it as much anymore, but I kind of see it both ways because now boxing is getting more popular again, whereas it's had been quiet for a while. But I feel like a lot of things are getting more attention now in the media. Like the WNBA is
Yeah.
finally getting some kind of people giving a fuck about it. But I digress. Back to you, Marcus.
And as far as the WNBA goes, the new collective bargaining agreement came through, and WNBA players are getting a bag left and fucking right.
Finally, it's
Shout out
about fucking time.
for real. I mean, it only took them a quarter of a century.
But at the end of the day, in spite of all of that, are they still going to be able to sell the tickets and the commissions to get people to go to the games? Yeah, they're paying the players more money, but they say they weren't getting paid the money before because they weren't getting the ticket sales and the participation from women. And you would think because it's a
Yeah,
women's sport, more women would support it. So I feel like they need to definitely figure out that marketing thing so that they
yeah.
can pay more um girls what they're worth, or I'm sorry, women what they're worth in the game. But if they're not selling them tickets, we're going to have the same issue here in the next 5 years of the interest going down and their wages going down. I don't see it going up if they can't balance those two things out.
I mean, the fact that that the collective bargaining agreement came through, which actually allotted for these ladies to start getting paid much better wages than they were. And I think they really need to turn up the gas as far as their marketing goes. Do whatever they can to get these ladies more exposure, so that these ladies can get everything that they can out of a 5, 10 year career, other than being out there on the floor. Because come on now. Asia Wilson's supermax contract was like $5, $6 million, but in the NBA, somebody's supermax can easily be north of 250, 300.
And with the I hate having this conversation because everybody says I'm sexist or whatever y'all want to say. But I feel like until the WNBA can start getting more asses in the seats, then we're going to
Mm-hmm.
have the same issue because asses in the seats is what gets them paid. So I feel like with all the social media and stuff like that, they need to do something about that. I don't feel like it's going to take much to bridge that gap, but I feel like we keep on overlooking like that's not the reason why they're not getting paid. I feel like once LSU had won, I think that's when I started getting more interested in women's basketball. But from there, once they had that gas, they should have stayed on it, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion.
WNBA did a hell of a job by bringing her into an executive spot, which I think that they should have done 25 years ago. There ain't no telling where the WNBA would be if they had her in that role then. Because she has one of the most amazing minds for women, for basketball, period, especially women's basketball. So I think they were definitely 2.5 decades behind the 8 ball by waiting until 2026 to bring her in.
I think 20 years ago, she should have been a coach, but that's just my opinion.
Hell yeah.
And I feel like that would have got a lot of traction because she could have really got those girls moving. I've always been a fan of her and her brother. So shout out
Yeah.
to her. Congratulations on that promotion. That was a real big thing. But you're
Real
right. It
rap.
is 20 years too late because she's a whole lot older now than she was then. And now how long are we going to be able to utilize her now versus if they would have did it at least 10 years ago to get this stuff going?
Exactly. Well, it's like my grandparents like to say, better late than never. But goddamn, 25 years, fuck. You know what I'm saying? Y'all could have been jumped on this.
Mm-hmm.
I always would have thought. I always thought that Cheryl Miller was like a no-brainer hire for
I'm
the
surprised
WNBA
the dark
in
skinned girl ain't
executive.
coaching. Like they don't have none of these ladies coaching, and I'm sure they want some money. But is it the fact that it took them so long because they couldn't afford to pay Miss Miller? Because she seemed like she ain't gonna just come out that house for peanuts either.
These are facts. These are facts. You got to be able to pay like you weigh out here.
That girl's name, I'm trying to think of her name. She was dark skinned, tall. She was a franchise player for the WNBA for years. I don't understand why she's not a coach.
Lisa,
What is her
Lisa
name?
Leslie,
Leslie. Leslie. Yeah, I couldn't think of Leslie.
man, Leslie was a
If they
beast.
get her to coach back in Miller, I think we could really put WNBA on the map and really start selling some tickets and put asses in the seats because they know what it takes to be a little bit more competitive, a little bit more rougher and aggressive.
Honestly, I would love to see the coach for University of South Carolina, Dawn Staley. I would love to see her coaching in the WNBA.
And males make good coaches for females too. I just feel like they need to shake it up a little bit for them to get a different result that they're actually looking for. But
Yeah,
I'm definitely here for it. But like you said, we need to get that marketing in place and the engagement from fans in place. Just give some fucking tickets away for people to enjoy the game. I love going to all sports games, especially live. So
absolutely. And I know I'm definitely gonna do my part. This is going to be a hell of a year.
I'm not gonna do that, but I'm glad that you're gonna support them for sure.
Okay, now I want to touch on how trifling that is because
I
you just spoke
Now I'm
on.
trifling. I'm about to leave. I am about to leave. How is that? That's me being honest. You could instead of calling me trifling, you could have asked me why I felt the way that I feel.
Okay, okay. You know what?
You
You're
know, I
absolutely
am a
right.
professional. You didn't call me a whore. You called me trifling. I don't know what's going on here. I don't like it here.
Okay, you're absolutely right.
I'm waiting for you to ask me why I wouldn't go.
Why would you be opposed to attending a WNBA game?
Because I don't like bitches. That's number one. And number two, I really don't care for basketball. I was just saying what they could do from a professional standpoint to make things better. But I'm allowed to feel the way that I feel and not be trifling. But I would buy a ticket for somebody else to go that might be interested in it. It's just not for me. I'm not going to publicly, I'm not even going to ever lie and say I'm going to do some shit like that because I just wouldn't. But I'm rooting for them.
So what you're saying is you're not gonna go support your sisters to go see a game.
I ain't go to school with them hoes. No, I'm just saying I just wouldn't go. Now, if I had someone who wanted to go, maybe I would go. But just to be personally invested, like you said, I'm gonna make it my personal business to go. I'm not gonna agree to that because I'm not gonna do that because again, I don't find women's basketball interesting. But that's just my professional, non-trifling opinion. I can't believe you called me trifling. That was crazy.
I can't believe you just really sat up here and said you don't go to school with them hoes.
I did. We didn't go to school. I don't know him, but I'm rooting for him. Like, why do you have to call somebody a hater because they want to, support differently? I said I would share it. I said I would even buy tickets for somebody else to go. It's just not my jam. But now you judging me.
A little bit, yeah.
I'm sorry. This pollen is kicking my butt. So what's the first game you gonna go to since you want to be so supportive? What's the first fucking game you going to? Because I'm calling cap. I'm not believing it just because you called me trifling. What's the first game you going to? I want to know how much the tickets cost.
Well, am I going to a game? I won't be doing that.
You just
I
said
won't be
that
doing
you
that.
would. But okay, and
No,
then
I
when
said
I
that
said
I'm
I
going
wasn't,
to.
then I
I
was
said that I'm
trifling.
going to watch more
This
games.
nigga is not shit for real.
I said that I was going to watch
Absolutely.
more
You just
games.
called me trifling because I said I wouldn't go. But then
I
I
said that
said,
I'm
what
going to
game
watch
you
more
going to? You going to
games.
say you not going to go. Boy, fuck you. That was some bullshit. I ain't even going to hold you. You just pissed me off.
How'd I piss you off?
Because you just really, literally publicly lynched me by saying, yeah, that's trifling. You ain't going to go. Nigga, is you going? No, I ain't going either. Well, fuck you too. So why am I there? I'm just saying, I want people to support them. I want to support them. I'm just not going to the game. Let's move on because I ain't never coming back. I ain't never coming back. You gotta worry
Yes,
about it.
you are.
No, I'm not. This show is sexist and judgmental. I'd have been
How could
objectified,
you say
called a
that?
whore, and trifling. Oh my goodness. This is not the nice show. This is not a safe place.
This is a very safe place. This is a very safe place.
I feel like I should have bought my blade. That's how unsafe I feel.
You gonna cut me through the screen? That's what you're gonna do.
And Jesus, I'm cut through the screen. That was crazy. Just keep hanging yourself with that rope. Continue.
Hey, why you want me to be lynched?
I didn't use.
That's racist.
Now I'm a
This
racist.
is
I'm out of here. I gotta go.
this is a very sensitive time for our country.
This has been Baseline, and I'm out. I gotta go. I can't be here any longer. I'm a strong white woman, and you called me racist, trifling.
Wait, hold on. Did you just say that you are a strong white woman?
I am. And then you called me racist, and that was fucking preposterous. So this show is out of control. Never coming back.